Hong Kong is an important international trading port. It's one of the world's main financial and business hubs. There are modern high-rise buildings, tourist attractions and popular shopping areas. This is the Hong Kong that many people know. But today, we'll show you another side of Hong Kong. It's a side that no one wants to reveal or even see. This is a 20-story building with no elevator. We had to climb a narrow, steep, dark staircase to the roof. There's no garden or swimming pool on this rooftop, but there is a house. The house has a toilet right next to the kitchen area and a small nook for sleeping. The owner of the house is a middle-aged woman who lives in this house alone.
咪就係行下樓梯漏水有
漏水啊，行樓梯啊，
好多蚊啊！
好多蚊，係咯係咯，
冇辦法㗎啦，香港。
冇辦法。
你係親戚嗰度住一晚又冇兩晚係嘛？
係咯係咯，冇得淨係喺投靠親戚㗎嘛，係咯係。
Some people call places like this the sky slum. A house like this is an alternative for low-income people in a city where the rents are high. Living on the roof of a building is dangerous and illegal. The Hong Kong government is trying to evict them. Some families persist because they have no choice. Law Fug's family were among the first to live on the roof of this building. She said she'll definitely not move out of her house in which she's lived for more than 10 years, even though she has the opportunity to get a quota for public housing, which may have more space. Although Hong Kong's GDP continues to grow, the gap between the wealthy and the poor has also increased. Hong Kong is one of the world's most economically unequal cities. It is also one of the world's most expensive cities in which to live, and has the world's most expensive real estate. Hong Kong has around 20% of the poor living below the poverty line, or about 1.2 million people. At least 170,000 Hong Kong people live in houses like this. Another type of home in Hong Kong are shared flats. On average, a flat unit is divided into 4 or 5 subunits. When divided, the total usable living area is approximately 10 square meters per family. Hong Kong people call this type of residence a box house. This kind of rented house is small, cramped, and lacks privacy. Another important issue is clean air and ventilation. These are basic necessities for life.
應該有環境影係環境影響，我以前都冇咩，嚟呢度住咗之後就病多啦。
This box room was an expansion by the owner who hoped to earn more rent. There are no windows here to let in the light. The room is completely sealed because it is next to the neighbour's box. Weng Lin told us that she never sees the sunlight when she wakes up in the morning.
If you want to see more great content from all over the world, please like the video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.
Another type of rented house in Hong Kong is called the cage home. Rental cages have been around since the 1950s and 60s, when the population was growing due to the immigration of Chinese workers. At its peak, there were 500 to 600 cage homes for rent. Living in cages stacked on top of each other, which resemble livestock coops, led the government to ban this type of house. After the government banned cage home rentals, there were coffin homes instead. This room is about 20 square meters. There are 14 coffin-like boxes stacked on top of each other. Each box is home to one person. This room is used for sleeping and storing personal belongings. The cramped space means some people have to curl up. There's no window, sunlight, or ventilation. This type of rented accommodation is like an underground business, which no one wants to talk about. No one went to inform the authorities because it was a mutual benefit for the landlord and the tenant.
梗要落街啦，落街啦！朝頭早8點鐘落街食早餐啦。食早餐喺公園兜個2個鐘啊，又翻嚟，就吸翻啲氣，個氧氣跟我差唔多做午飯時間差唔多啦，就落翻嚟食晏晝飯啦。食晏晝飯咁啊，公園兜下躝啊，咁啊坐下。
你都係去公園多，你好少去商場㗎嘛？
唔會。商場啲冷氣太勁，公園翻嚟公園有自然嘅風啊，自然風反而仲舒服。
仲舒服啲。係啦。咁夜晚就翻返嚟。4、5點鐘啊，咁啊食啲嘢咁啊，食埋飯啊，翻嚟。
These cage homes or coffin homes are popular, especially among illegal immigrants. Whether it's in a cage, in a coffin, or in a box, poor Hong Kong people need it as a home. The main reason is all about making a living. These people work in the city. Some people have to work 12 hours a day. It's more convenient to live in the city.
You can see
these flats are vacant.
Okay.
Why?
That is vacant.
Vacant. Why? Because they are undergoing renewal projects. But the government take down these grassroots housing. What they are building is those high rises, Longham Place, something like this. The Longham Place before is these grassroots housing.
So
they
you
build
mean
something that is not affordable for the grassroots. So the land must be not enough. This is not because the land is really not enough. In Hong Kong, there are much land. There are many vacant flats. Vacant but luxurious flats are everywhere in Sham Shui Po, in Mong Kok, in Kwun Tong, everywhere. But they are vacant. Why? The people take it as a property to invest, to make money, but not for the basic need of people.
Hong Kong's mass transit system is convenient and comprehensive. The rising cost, however, is a hardship for the urban poor. With a population of nearly 8 million and a land area of 1,096 square kilometres, Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities in the world, with an average of 6,936 people per square kilometre. More than 50% of people here live in public housing, which is cheaper than market prices. Government allocated housing or a public housing project cannot, however, be obtained easily. People who get a house like this must be fully qualified. The high demand for housing has caused some people to wait for a long time.
If she is qualified, then she will be issued a blue card.
but she hasn't got the blue card.
Yeah, that means she doesn't know if she is qualified or not, because the government also did not tell her that she's not qualified.
Hong Kong's poverty rate rose from 11.9% in 1986 to 20.1% in 2006. Hong Kong has more than 1 million workers who used to work in factories. When the economic structure changed from industrial to service, these people lost their jobs. Most of these workers are from China. They're not entitled to social welfare or the right to rent public housing. A law, which came into effect in 2004, requires migrant workers to live in Hong Kong for at least 7 years to be eligible. Getting public housing is difficult and takes time. People with a family are the top priority for the government when reviewing and granting houses. This is why those who rent cage or coffin homes tend to be middle-aged and older. The ones who tend to be the last on the government's list. On the other hand, the overcrowding in the city has caused a group of people to leave the city and go back to their roots, farming. Before the British occupation, a modern city like Hong Kong was farmland. This land is Hong Kong's largest paddy field. The owner is Alan, a former employee of one of Hong Kong's largest real estate firms, together with his friends who left the city to grow rice.
Everybody said it's crazy, but we don't think so. It's because this is a great piece of land that we would like to see if we can bring agriculture back in Hong Kong like what we have half a century or a century ago.
This vast paddy field on Lantau Island was once an important agricultural area of Hong Kong. It was abandoned after all the migrants went to work in the city.
So you start to bring back life and agriculture around here.
Yeah, that's what we try to rehabilitate the village. We do farming activities and then we want more people to come back and do the same thing or some other things.
You think people are coming back?
We try, but I can see that they started to have some feeling about the place and some imaginations. So maybe one day they will decide that they will come back and do something. I don't know. More people starting to come back again and again to look at the place. So this is a good sign. This is a good sign. When we first came here to start our refarming, people will ask, when are you going to grow to build a house? And they don't expect us to really do farming in here. And after 2 years, when they constantly seeing us transporting produce out, they start asking, hey guys, what are you growing? People start to have a different thinking, mentality about what land can be used for. And this is very, very, to me, is very amazing, and people start to change.
In recent years, Hong Kong people have become more interested in farming. Alan said that when he started farming, he had to persuade the owner to rent it to him and his friends. The concern, however, is how long the paddy field will last amid a land development trend. The streets of Hong Kong are always crowded, day and night. Some tourists and passers-by have remarked that Hong Kong's nightlife is vibrant. The fact that Hong Kong people like to go out at night could be, however, because they want to find a place where they can breathe. These people will return to the house when it's time for bed. For some, even sleeping on the street may be more comfortable.
我冇乜要求咯，即係希望政府咧，係嘛？但我年紀我都唔細啦，而家都去到50。
其實你好後生。
好啦，好啊嚇。
我覺得你望落真係好後生。
後生啦，50幾50，今年51歲啦。
50嘅。
係啦，即係希望政府冇乜嘢嘅安排跟住屋係嘛？咁啊安穩穩咁就。安穩，最緊要穩定。穩定。即係開支冇咁大好過啦。係啦。咁你政府你起碼都平啲啊嘛，係嘛？啲公屋係嘛？係咯。咁你承受得起咯。
我有個住房，有個房間就算，有個廳仔，我覺得好。
你都好自足嗰啲。
咁咪一個人你想住幾大間？
梗係我有一個人空間啦，而家
個人空間。
係啊，而家我空間個人，私人空間都冇嘛。
冇私人空間。
冇私人空間，而家細蚊仔要大啦，細蚊仔應該有空間。一啲環境都新鮮空氣都聞唔到啊！
冇空氣係咯，冇空氣又冇。
For them, their dream is not a big house or a green lawn and a swimming pool. Rather, it's a dream of meeting basic human needs. And for some, it's a dream that may never come true.